Hey y'all, what is going on? What is going on? It's your girl, Melba Pearson, Melba for Miami, Melba for Justice, also known as the resident legal diva. And it is time for another Mondays with Melba. So it is March. We are at the end of Women's History Month, but I would be remiss if I didn't do an episode with my dear friend, Nancy Metayer-Bowen. Yes, Bowen. Yes. Hello, Mr. Bowen. She just got married, so I'm very, very excited for them. But the reason why I'm bringing her on today, and before I introduce her, just to kind of set the table, Nancy is the first Black female to serve as commissioner for the city of Coral Springs. And she is the first Haitian American to serve in that role as well. So, very historic. So, there's your Women's History Month aspect. But also, we've been seeing so much in the news around what's been happening in Haiti. And especially in Florida, we've got the foolishness with the governor talking about, we've got to send the Coast Guard, we can't let people come here, all of this. So I just want to do a little bit of an explainer from someone who is directly impacted from the standpoint of she's a daughter of Haiti. This is something that affects her deeply. And just to kind of hear the real deal of how we got to this point and what are some ways we can move forward to help the people of Haiti in their time of need. So, with all that being said, Nancy, thank you so much and welcome to Mondays with Melba.
Thank you so much, Melba. And for everyone who's listening, climate change is real. This pollen is really attacking my sinuses. So I'm a little nasaled, but I'm so honored to be on the show. I'm on the show regularly at this point, whether watching or being a guest speaker. Melba, I love all that you do. So again, thank you for having me and making sure that we're educating our communities on these really hard conversations. Again, I am Nancy Metayer-Bowen, the first Black female commissioner in Coral Springs, as well the first Haitian American. And I don't take that lightly. I'm so honored to serve such a diverse and vibrant community. And I want to ensure that we continue to embrace inclusivity and to empower our differences, right? My journey here has been one of perseverance and passion for public service. This is not new to me. And I've always believed, and folks always categorized me as a trailblazer. And I will continue to strive to pave the way for future leaders, especially women of color. And
Yeah.
so, again, thank you, Melba, for always including me in your conversations, as well as always providing me a seat at the table to make a difference in my community. And
Yeah.
as you had mentioned, thank, thank you. So as you had mentioned, Melba, like how did we get here? I'm a proud daughter of Haitian immigrants. Everywhere I go, I always lead with like, yes, I'm Haitian American, right? The current events that's happening in my homeland is deeply impacting me and a lot of individuals around me. To be quite honest, the headlines, the narrative around Haitian people is very disrespectful. We're seeing this constant trend of this anti-immigration conversation, especially here in the state of Florida, and our current governor, who is really instilling fear to a situation that doesn't even exist. We are not seeing a large influx of Haitians coming here after we're seeing what's going on in the news. But saying things about getting prepared and doing all the things and then establishing very similar anti-immigrant laws of Texas is very, very harmful. And I'll go into why that is harmful. It's harmful because individuals who continue to shape this narrative or continue to believe this narrative will continue to um, push a narrative around that will continue amplifying harm, right? and really will lead to hatefulness in our communities. It will create a place that's not safe for immigrants. And we've seen this throughout these past legislative sessions with the driver's license, preemption around community IDs, preemption of sanctuary cities. And that's not okay, because we understand, we know our history tells us that this land was built on immigrants, right? Immigrants is what made this country what it is today. And I really want to share that Haiti has made the US what it is today. Without the independence of Haiti, there would not have been the Louisiana Purchase, which would not be the existence of the USA today. So before DeSantis continues to fix his mouth and be disrespectful, I encourage him to understand the history and the benefits and how Haiti has contributed to what America and the USA is today. And so
Yeah.
that is my little tidbit that I wanted to lead with, because as a Haitian American and understanding the resistance, the passion, and what we've contribute to the fabric of this nation, we should not be received this way. There should be grace. There should be humanity in the challenges our homeland is facing right now. I want the same empathy that we have given Ukraine and other
Mm,
European
mm,
countries
mm.
around the globe. And that same humanity has not been offered to our neighbors that's less than 30 minutes away from here. And so, why is that? Um, Going into like the current situation, um Haiti, yes, has faced a lot of series of challenges: colonial exploitation, the natural disasters, and of course political corruption. And today we hear more and more about the assassination of the former president Jovenel Moise. That is just icing on the cake. And Haiti is what it is today because of exploitation, period.
Mhm,
Right? Period.
mhm, mhm.
Haiti won its independence in 1804. And with that independence came with a hefty price. And people are like, what does that mean? After Haiti gained its independence, it had to pay to be recognized as a free state, which is equivalent to over $21 billion today. We had
Hang on,
to
hang on.
pay.
21 billion with a B, right? With a B, right?
Correct.
And you think about $21 billion over time invested in the infrastructure of Haiti. Like, imagine if they didn't have to pay out that 21 billion to France, which, by the way, France need to go run them their money back, but that's a separate discussion. Macron, I'll talk to you about that on another day. But um, the reality is, if they had that $21 billion to shore up their infrastructure, they may not have been facing the problems with democracy that they're dealing with right now. They wouldn't be facing the massive destruction, because after the back-to-back hurricane and earthquake, which I'm sure you're going to touch on, first of all, it takes a mission for all of us in Florida. We all remember Hurricane Andrew and how now it took a good 20 years for us to really rebuild thoroughly and things to really bounce back. You think about Hurricane Katrina, New Orleans, some parts of New Orleans have never come back, right? And so you think of that in general, and then you think about having a hurricane, and then you haven't even recovered from that, you now have an earthquake. So any infrastructure you have has been fully destroyed. So imagine if that 21 billion had been invested all this time, Haiti would not be in the situation it is right now. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry, Massey.
No, you summed it up really well. And so with over 21 estimated over $21 billion of today's amount, that those funds could have been spent repaying, could have been spent investing in the country, right? And not really furthering or implementing a financial burden. And so that's just one level of corruption, not corruption, but of exploitation. And what most people don't know, in the 20th century, the United States actually occupied Haiti from 1915 to 1934, which, following a period of political turmoil. The occupation was marked by widespread corruption and human rights abuse, and the US sought the control of Haiti's government and economy for its own benefits. Ha ha ha, which is not new to us. And so we saw a period where new construction that allowed foreign ownership in Haitian land, which also continued to weaken Haiti's economic independence. So when you allow foreigners to come and use your country as a playground, they're not coming for their vested interest, right, or the vested interest of its people. They're coming to come there, extract resources, and then go home. And so this is what you see. You see that continuation of extracted resources and not really investing in the people of Haiti. And so what happens is individuals leave the island to find better opportunities to provide for their families, which is leaving a huge brain drain. And so we're seeing the impacts of that now. Why we're seeing so much individuals. We are, I believe, the largest Haitian diaspora is in the United States and France and other parts of the world. And you're seeing huge Haitian populations in Mexico, Chile, Latin America, because they are looking for more opportunities. We saw that in Brazil and all of the places where Haitian folks go, Bahamas, Jamaica, all of those other countries. And so that was a reason why we saw a large exodus of Haitian folks leaving because of the weakening of the Haitian economy. And then, um, of course, when you have the weakening of the economy in Haiti or economic independence, you are relying on loans and aid. International aid and loans to Haiti often came with conditions, with favored foreign interest over times, which continues to create more and more of a financial burden. The loans from the International Monetary Fund, which we all know as IMF, and the World Bank required Haiti to implement um, investments, economy to foreign investments, often at the expense of local businesses and workers. So we saw that with the textile industry, which was individuals worked in harsh working conditions, sometimes being paid as little as cents on the dollar to maybe $5 a day, right? Just really, really poor conditions. Or the collapse of the rice industry. We created a lot of rice in Haiti, and we saw that industry collapse because of foreign investors coming in and taking over that industry. And so we all know this. The way that you increase your economy is through making sure that we're investing in our small businesses, education, and also infrastructure. When all of that goes away, then what? What? That really crippled the economy. The stability of the country collapsed. And then right now, we are seeing the impacts of that. And then outside influence, the US continues to meddle, or other Western countries continue to meddle in Haiti's inter in political affairs. We see that through France, Canada, the US, who continues to meddle in elections, and which results in political corruption, right? And so these are all the impacts. These are all these are this is the results of the impact that we've seen based on all of the challenges I've just expressed to you. And so, of course, you're going to have an unstable economy. Of course, you're going to have a large concentration of poverty. And so, what we're seeing now is gang violence. And this is basically individuals saying, we did not like the current prime minister who is in power after the assassination of Jovenel Moise. And they're saying this is a protest to that. Is it right? No, it's not right. But when you feel like no one is hearing your cries and no one is providing the support that you need, you're trying to lean on a government that says that they're here to take care of their people, and that's you're getting the complete opposite. This is the result of that chaos, right? And so I know there has been pushback on foreign influence, and folks have really said, no, we don't want the US involved. We don't want these powers because of the history. This is why Haitian people are saying, no, we don't want the US presence here because of the history, 1915 to 1935, the US occupation. We
Mhm.
saw when the UN came, the cholera outbreak came. Right.
Yeah. That'd be no, and
Yeah,
I'm giving this because I'm just like, I remember the UN coming not only for the cholera outbreak, but also in the aftermath of the hurricane and the earthquake. And what
correct.
half them dudes did was leave, babies behind in Haiti. And there's
Babies
questions
behind.
and sexual assault and
Correct.
what did the question was, did these women actually truly consent? That
Correct.
is the question. And so to what degree was it a forcible situation? Sorry, trigger warning, but is it a forcible situation, or was it a situation of, hey, I'll give you some money to support yourself and your family. I know you're desperate right now. Can someone who is in a desperate situation like that really consent? Right. So,
Correct.
you saw that the UN left a hot mess behind them in Haiti, and there were so many investigations done around that. And, of course, nobody's held accountable, but that I can absolutely see why the Haitian people are like side eye on folks who say that they want to come and help, because so many times in the history, people have said they were going to come and help, and all they really did was come and hurt. So,
Correct.
there's that. And I wanted to also touch on another thing you said in terms of foreign intervention. When you think about how the assassination of the last president, Jovenel Moise, and what happened, you think about who came together for that assassination. It was like Venezuelans, it was Colombians. They were planning it over
Mhm.
here in Doral in Miami, So then, with all of the planning happening on US soil for the most part, can you blame Haitian folks for having side eye in terms of whether the US should provide help? Because again, the optics are very bad here. It looks like basically the US hosted the people that, came together to come up with this horrible plan to kill the president prime minister. So, that their concerns are not without merit times 10. But anyway, go ahead,
Correct.
Nancy.
No, no, and to your point, this is why this situation is so complex, and people's like, why hasn't there been any resolution or a solution? Because you have the mixture of history, mistrust, exploitation. So it's really hard to believe in a system or people who say they have their best interest in heart, but at time and time and time again, you've shown that we cannot trust you. So, and last comment around that is Haiti does not manufacture weapons. How are these weapons getting here? Right? And so I will allow the folks who are watching to go and do that research and like follow how drugs and how these weapons are getting into the country. There is a lot of conspiracy theories. I'm not here to, you know, mention
Right.
all of those, but it's sad to say that Haiti has become a playground for chaos, and it's sad, and that's why I say it's disrespectful how the media is painting Haiti and the people. And also, I really want to mention that this is happening in a concentrated part of Haiti, which is Port-au-Prince. You have other parts of Haiti like Cape Haitian, Jacmel, Jérémie, all parts of the the country that is not experiencing this level of gang violence because there's community there. If someone notices that you're not from the area or some mischief is happening, they call that out. They bring you to the elders and they have a conversation about it. It's this chaos is happening in the capital, right? And so that's where we are today. Hopefully, elections will happen. There are conversations for the international community to come involved, and this is where I become a little bit more hopeful, right? This is a way that we can move forward. Despite these challenges, Haitian people have are resilient. We've shown that we were resilient, but we're just tired of surviving, right? We want to thrive. We have a lot of pride in being the first Haitian, the first Black nation, you
Mhm.
know. We've made history. And we want to show that Black countries, Black establishments, Black infrastructure, those things exist, right? The way forward involves supporting a democratic institution that holds folks accountable because you can have a democratic institution, but if it only favors one particular person, is that process democratic, right? um,
Mhm.
and we know democracy works when people are involved, when there's transparency. Democracy works. Fostering economic development and also addressing the root cause of instability. How do we move on from here? How do we heal? How do we help Haiti in a way that they want to be helped, not us coming in and telling them what you need to do? So that's how I see us moving forward. This will require a collective effort within the international community, the Haitian government, Haitian people, the diaspora to come together and making sure that we are creating a Haiti that no longer needs international funding or support or aid or just interference, period. And I think that's what we all want.
For sure. I mean, I still come back to point A. I mean, if France really wants to help, they can send
Pay
a
us
few
back, right?
billion, right? Like refund a few billion that they had no business getting, right? Because with all that money, they were able to enrich themselves and build their economy, right? And basically stripped Haiti dry. So there was that aspect. But what are your thoughts in terms of like well, before I ask you about Kenya and their involvement, the one thing I will say is that I remember when the assassination happened. I was actually in
Mhm,
Jamaica when it happened, and it was very interesting because the Jamaican radio, the talk radio, they were like on fire because it was literally like us in the US, if something happened in Canada, we'd be talking about it like crazy, right? Because that's our neighbor, right? Something happens in Mexico, we'll talk about it. So to think, how the Caribbean diaspora has come together and is like, whoa, what is going on? How can we help? And there were so many high level discussions to the point of Jamaica accepting a number of orphans, people without
mhm,
parents, many of them with disabilities, accepted them and was like, okay, let's kind of, get them here, get them safe and all of that. And so it just again disgusts me when you think about Florida, the freest state, right? Like, oh, we're in this first world country where all these things, right? But there hasn't been this discussion of how can we extend temporary protected status for Haitians who are fleeing legit violence, right? This is not like, oh, I'm just no, like
mhm,
literally, their country is on fire, right? It is on fire. And I know it's not widespread every single area, but again, this violence impacts people because you can't get to the airport, you can't get out. You're
mhm,
trying to find alternative ways to be able to, keep yourself and your family safe. A lot that's not being discussed is the sexual assault that's happening to,
Mhm.
and the gender-based violence that's happening to women in Haiti, because these
And
gangs,
queer people. And queer people.
and queer people, absolutely, because these gangs have no respect for anybody. They're a gang, right? Like, they're not like, oh, we're going to stand in the gap and be the government. They're going to pillage and take whatever they can. So, and that includes harming, various people. So again, we're talking about what happened in Israel, and this is not, I'm not commenting one way or the other on what's happening in the Middle East, but there has been a very much a discussion around the sexual assaults that were committed by Hamas and perpetrated on, Israeli people on October 7th, and there's a whole discussion around that. We need to also have a discussion about the violence, sexual violence that's happening to people in Haiti, and how when they try to escape and try to come here, we have a governor that's like, oh, well, maybe we'll send them to Martha's Vineyard, as if they're not fleeing, political unrest, and that they don't have a valid asylum claim. So all of that just very, very disturbs me, when it very much disturbs me when you think about the rhetoric around some of the Caribbean countries, yet they're the ones to step up and step in the gap and try to support Haiti, as opposed to America, which is a first world country in all of this. And the best we can do is hateful rhetoric, and maybe we can, stick them someplace where they have no resources. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you said a lot there, Melba. And the best way I can sum that is hurt people hurt people.
Mhm.
And I think um, we are in a place right now where Haiti will truly see who her allies are. We can't even rely on the DR, who's our neighbor, right? We share an island with. There's demonstrations on how they don't want Haitians coming or crossing the border, and that's unfortunate. But yes, you where there is individuals that will not provide support, there are other countries, as you have mentioned, Jamaica, Cuba, who have constantly been an ally to Haiti. And so I know there are continuing conversations, higher conversations above my pay grade that is happening right now. And hopefully in the next few months, we see the results of those conversations about an election, a transparent election process, conversation about a transition of power, what that looks like, and also a conversation about how, to your point, how is France, Canada, and the US going to make this right? Whether that is providing financial support, whether that is through education, expansion of TPS, whatever the case may be. That is something I know our Congress folks are talking about right now. There has been an appointment, the new envoy to Haiti. So again, I really want to see the results of these high level conversations and how our country can move forward in a positive light.
Love it. Love it. So if folks want to help, what can
Yeah.
they do?
First and foremost, I encourage you to support reputable NGOs working on the ground, not just anyone that says I'm helping um, Haitians and Haitian people. Advocating for policies that promote stability and development in Haiti. That is one thing that I believe these conversations are about, and I know that our congressional delegation is having a lot of those conversations about stability and on development in Haiti. And so I encourage you all to tap into that, whether that's listening, reaching out to your congressperson to say, hey, can you please send within your newsletter any briefing, a statement, really addressing the issues in Haiti and how it's going to directly impact Haitian Americans here, and how we can provide support as well. Also, raising awareness of the country's rich culture and history, because there's so much negativity and there's a really harmful and just negative narratives around Haitian people and Haiti itself that is not true, and folks only know one aspect of the story. When I say the history of exploitation, and not really understanding how that has played into what Haiti is today. So really digging into doing your homework and really learning the rich history of Haiti and how Haiti has provided so much to this country. And that's something I'm very proud of. I'm going to share two organizations that I believe is doing great work in Haiti right now on the ground. IET Trust and Focal. They are in the trenches with folks on the ground, making sure, excuse me, that they're getting the resources that they need and training the people to allow them to be more independent in terms of not being reliant on international resources. So those are two organizations that I can personally vouch for.
Awesome. And just for everybody watching, I'm going to be dropping both the links to both organizations in the comments. So that way you can just, easily click and be able to learn more about the organization and support if you so choose. I'm also going to drop one or two articles just in terms of resources to help folks start their research journey and learning more about Haiti and the culture and the history. So again, you get the real deal on how we got to this point and not just the, half-baked narratives or ill-researched narratives that have been going on out there. But before we wrap up today, Nancy, you are up for re-election this year. Your seat on the Coral Springs Commission is going to be on the ballot when? In November?
Actually, we are hoping that I run with no opposition. So for folks who are very new to the political process, if you are an incumbent, someone who's held the seat, and you have no opposition, you automatically qualify, and that means that you don't have to go onto the ballot in November on no go on for election in November, right? And so there are two ways for me to run with no opposition and qualify in June, and that is supporting me financially. You all can make a donation at www.metayer-bowen.com, and make a friendly donation or sign a petition to allow me to qualify and not have to use those dollars to qualify. So if you know anyone in Coral Springs, please encourage them to sign my petition and to donate to me or to even reach out. I'm very accessible in terms of what you want to hear, what I've done in the community, or how you would love to be more involved. I'm open to that. I have office hours every second and fourth Thursday of the month. You can schedule time with Luam at 954-344-5911. And I hope that you will support me in this crucial time, and we can work together to build a stronger and more inclusive Coral Springs. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Nancy. And of course, I will be dropping the link to Nancy's website in the comments as well. You do not have to live in Coral Springs to donate to her. You can live anywhere in the 50 United States. Okay. So money green, it goes across state lines. It's all good. But in order to sign the petition, you have to live in Coral Springs. So if
That's
you're not a Coral Springs resident, do not sign the petition, but send her some money because I know I will. So with that, Nancy, thank you so much for joining us on Mondays with Melba and for sharing your perspectives and some of the history of what's going on right now in Haiti. I encourage everyone to get informed, like, share, comment, make sure to share this video with friends and family, just so again, we can change these narratives and really have a better understanding on what's happening to our neighbors to the south. And hopefully we can all come together to support them. So take care, y'all.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.